In my previous life, I helped an elderly neighbor who had fallen, taking him to the hospital, rushing back and forth, handling everything. Yet in the end, he claimed that I had pushed him. He not only demanded I pay his medical bills, but also sought 300 million yuan in compensation from me. Unwilling to accept this, I sued, but I lost miserably. They spread rumors everywhere. Netizens attacked my entire family. My parents, unable to bear the pressure, jumped to their deaths. In the middle of the night, I poisoned their entire family. When I opened my eyes again, I saw the old man lying on the ground. I sat on a nearby flower bed, completely indifferent. He's truly too vicious. He's an 80-year-old man, yet he could do that. I heard he even abuses stray cats and throws poisoned sausages into the residential area's grass. His parents are esteemed teachers, yet they raised such trash. Such a person should just be executed. The internet was filled with curses. In just 1 month, everything changed. I lost my job. When I went out to buy vegetables, people pointed and stared. My parents, who had lived their lives with pride, couldn't endure such injustice. After a barrage of sarcastic remarks from relatives, my mother jumped to her death. My father slapped me once, then followed her. I cried until my tears ran dry, knowing this would be the outcome. I'd rather sit and watch him slowly lose his life. After taking care of my parents' funerals, that night, I broke into old man Chen's house. The person abusing the stray cat in the video was his grandson, Chen, and the poisoned sausages were thrown by his son, Chen. I gathered the pills I found in the grass, put them all into a pot of soup, adding rat poison, cockroach killer, and sleeping pills. After confirming that their entire family was dead, I fainted on my way to the police station. When I opened my eyes again, I saw old man Chen lying on the ground. I quickly pulled my hand back. His house was across the street. We usually exchanged greetings, so we were acquaintances. That's why in my previous life I didn't think twice before rushing over to help him. But this time, a cold smile crept onto my lips. I immediately retreated several hundred meters, found a flower bed, sat down, and watched old man Chen struggling on the ground, feeling truly refreshed. This road was quite deserted, with no surveillance cameras and no one recording, which was why I couldn't fight back in my previous life. 10 minutes later, an auntie walked by, glanced, then sneered and left. Then a couple passed by. The girl seemed reluctant, but the boyfriend pulled her away. Old man Chen lay there, his voice hoarse, pleading, help me, but no one helped him up. Another dozen minutes passed. He struggled, his movements weakening, until he couldn't even manage a cry for help. I continued to recall the tragic scene of my previous life, constantly pinching my thigh, vowing never to make the same mistake again. He deserved this. Suddenly, a girl rushed over from a distance, with no hesitation on her face, just like me in my previous life. I quickly turned on my phone to record a video. This time, let's see how they dare to falsely accuse anyone. The girl helped the old man up, gave him bottled water, and even called an ambulance. Finally, I watched as the old man was loaded into the ambulance. The girl also went with him to the hospital. I stared at the disappearing vehicle. That's right, dying too easily wouldn't be meaningful enough. Their family also needed to experience being attacked by social media. I went and bought 2 cameras, one for the front door, one for the shoe cabinet. The Chen family lived directly opposite, so having a camera at the door made it convenient to monitor them. Today was a day to celebrate. I went to the market and bought all my parents' favorite dishes, including a mountain of expensive seafood we normally wouldn't splurge on. My parents opened the door and returned home with stunned expressions. My mother nudged my father. Look, what got into our son? I smiled faintly, calmly processing the king crab in my hand. My father circled the kitchen once, then looked at me, blinking. Liam, did you get a promotion and a raise, or do you have a girlfriend now? I laughed helplessly. Which one do you want, Dad? A girlfriend, of course. When are you bringing her home? Your parents have been preparing red envelopes for ages. My father's face crinkled with laughter, and he answered emphatically. During high school, they wouldn't let me date. In college, I was engrossed in gaming. Dating only slowed down my sword-drawing speed. Once I started working, my career came first. How could I have time to find a girlfriend? That's why I'm still a single dog. I'll try to find a girlfriend, I said with a smile. This time, I can't let them down again. With just that one sentence, my parents' eyes reddened. As the family was enjoying their meal, the doorbell rang. Through the peephole, I saw the neighbor's son from across the street, Chen, and his son, Chen, standing at our door. I didn't need to guess why he was here. If it weren't for the events of my previous life, my parents would certainly help, as they were easily soft-hearted. I told my parents to go into the bedroom and warn them not to come out, otherwise, they shouldn't expect to see a daughter-in-law in this life. As soon as I said that, they nodded vigorously. The world is vast, but a daughter-in-law is the most important. As I opened the door, I saw Chen's face filled with annoyance. My hand trembled slightly, clenching into a fist. I just wanted to kill him on the spot. He quickly switched to a distressed expression. "Liam, could you help look after my son for a bit? My father is in the hospital and there's really no one to watch him." In my previous life, my parents had helped him, taking excellent care of the child. What was the result? I sighed, speaking coldly. "Sorry, I have to go out later." "You should try asking someone else." Chen frowned, looked at the dining table, then smiled. "Your parents must be home. Can they help look after my son? My father is in critical condition at the hospital. You'll definitely help, right?" I chuckled. He thought I wouldn't dare refuse. "Sorry, but today's my birthday. I just had a big meal and I'll be going shopping later. I really don't have time to babysit." With that, I slammed the door shut, leaving the father and son standing there bewildered. My parents emerged from the bedroom, their faces disapproving. I opened the surveillance camera on my phone. The conversation outside played. "Leo, is this what you call a good person, Dad? They won't even help with such a small thing." Chen kicked the wall hard. "How dare he refuse me? Just wait. Leo, Dad will buy lots of cockroaches, okay? I want to put them in Amy's bag. Today I kissed her and she dared to tell the teacher." Chen snorted coldly. "Women are truly annoying." "Next time, just hit her. Dad will take care of it." My elderly parents, who had taught their whole lives, were aghast after hearing this. They stood stunned by the conversation between the Chen father and son. I pursed my lips, replaying the recording several times. My father sighed. "He usually doesn't seem that bad. How can his heart be so wicked? From now on, it's better to stay away from the Chen family. A child raised like that will definitely cause big trouble." My mother expressed regret. "This is what you call truly foolish." The video of them abusing stray cats was even more horrifying. They were evil to the bone. Later, I would show my parents everything, giving the Chen family no chance to turn things around. The next day, my aunt brought Chen to our doorstep. She looked at my mother with disdain. "What kind of teacher are you? You won't even help a neighbor with a small matter. Did you throw your education to the dogs?" In my previous life, she was the one who led the charge, scolding my mother for not knowing how to raise a child, calling me a social outcast, humiliating my mother to the point where she jumped to her death. If she hadn't been continuously verbally abused in public, perhaps my mother wouldn't have chosen that path. I pulled my mother behind me and said with a smile, "Auntie, you're a good person. You'll surely take good care of the Chen family. When their old man comes home, you'll definitely help support his father, won't you?" My aunt's face darkened. I looked at Chen and said seriously, "My auntie is the best person. If you ever have any problems, just find her." The child's eyes lit up and he nodded in agreement. My aunt's face grew even darker. She glared at me. "Sister, is this how you raise your son? What kind of talk is that?" My father walked over from beside me. "What did he say wrong? Aren't you a good person?" My aunt was choked, her face turning red with anger. She pushed Chen forward. "Take care of this child. You're teachers, so of course you should take care of him. You want to be a good person without putting in any effort." I looked at her mockingly. "You're a good person, so you should help all the way." With that, I slammed the door. My mother tried to say something, but I quickly opened the camera on my phone. My aunt's voice echoed, "Damn it, why aren't they pretending to be good people today? Leo, your second auntie is a good person. She'll definitely help your family, right?" My aunt sighed. "I have to pick up my grandson, or you can just stay home and do your homework. It's all my sister's fault." "Why wouldn't she help your family?" They walked further and further away. I turned to my mother, her face filled with sadness. "Mom, Auntie called you stupid. Don't be close to her anymore." My father glared at me, then hugged my mother and led her into the bedroom. 2 days later, news began to appear online. Young woman pushes an 80-year-old man. In the video, old man Chen was covered in tubes, tears streaming down his face, looking utterly pitiful and wronged, extremely pathetic. I knew the Chen family was preparing to launch a smear campaign online, but this time, netizens were more discerning. Many believed the old man fell on his own and the girl was being framed. At first, I also thought people weren't foolish, that right and wrong were clear, but the Chen family's schemes came crashing down like a flood. I replayed the video on my phone, knowing it wasn't yet time to go public because I wanted to gather more evidence. Not long after, I saw a response video from the girl. "Hello everyone, my name is Vivian Wang. This afternoon, on the 20th of this month at 3:00 p.m., I saw old man Chen fall on Jin Luo Road. Out of kindness, I helped him up, called an ambulance, and took him to the hospital. Unexpectedly, he claimed I pushed him. If anyone witnessed the old man falling, please come forward and testify. I would be eternally grateful." The girl's voice was choked, almost crying. Below the video, netizens left countless words of comfort. Many people sympathized. When everyone was criticizing the Chen family, another video appeared online. In the video, Vivian Wang was wrapped in a blanket, revealing large areas of skin. She was slapped hard twice, and beside her was a man with a bare torso. "Vivian Wang, this is your brother-in-law. How could you do this to me?" A woman dressed in designer clothes, her face furious, glared at the panicked Vivian. She seemed dazed from the beating, only reacting after a moment, screaming, "No, I don't know anything." The man beside her rubbed his eyes, his face full of fear. "The water had something in it. Your sister gave it to me." Vivian's sister sat on the ground, sobbing uncontrollably. "Vivian, you're my sister. I've endured everything for you. Why did you have to go after my boyfriend too? Mom and Dad always defend you. Everyone takes your side. Besides him, I have nothing left." The woman became more and more agitated as she spoke, throwing herself against the wall. Blood flowed from her forehead, terrifying Vivian. She quickly rewrapped herself in the blanket and ran to pull her sister away. During the struggle, Vivian's blanket fell off. Her entire body was blurred, while her sister lay in a pool of blood. Just then, a middle-aged couple resembling Vivian rushed in. The man ran to check on her sister, while the woman slapped Vivian several times, her face full of anger. "We don't have a daughter like you." The video ended there, but the internet exploded with debate. Even her brother-in-law, what more is there to say? Just by looking at her face, you know something's up. Poor sister, 8 lifetimes of bad luck. With that kind of character, I don't believe she ever helped an old man. Please don't treat us like outsiders, it's obvious. When the majority began to condemn, everyone followed suit. Many cursed mercilessly, as if driven mad. Although a few clear-headed people noticed abnormalities in the video, it was completely insufficient to turn the tide. In my previous life, I also experienced similar despair. Netizens don't listen to your explanations, they only believe their own conjectures. I looked at the video on my phone, knowing it wasn't yet time to release anything, but I worried the girl wouldn't be able to withstand the shock, leading to serious consequences. Suddenly, I heard footsteps in the hallway. Opening the camera to check, I saw Michael Chen taking his son out. In the middle of the night like this, they were surely going to abuse cats again. They had just won a judgment, so they were probably out celebrating. In my previous life, they had spliced the cat abuse video with my voice and uploaded it online, causing those who were still hesitant to immediately turn and curse me. Later, I found the cat's body, and on its claws were fragments of fabric from Liu Chen's shirt. I uploaded that evidence online, but no one believed it, saying I had fabricated the whole thing. This time, I decided to follow them. Anyway, I knew where they usually tortured cats. I wasn't in a hurry. After preparing thoroughly, I waited for 2 more minutes before leaving the house. I wound through many alleys, finally stopping at the most secluded corner of the residential area. The father and son had just caught a small cat. I immediately pulled out my camera and started recording. Michael Chen slapped the cat hard, then laughed and said, "This little bitch dares to pretend to be pitiful. Let's see if I don't beat you to death." He was clearly imagining the small cat as Vivian Wang. Liu Chen's delighted laughter rang out. "Dad, tie it up. I want to cut its fur." Oh my God, these two are no longer human. I picked up a stone, clenching it tightly in my hand. Suddenly, a figure appeared beside me. I looked up. The person was dressed completely in black, revealing only beautiful, striking eyes. Even so, I recognized it was Vivian Wang. The girl frowned, her face serious, completely different from the optimistic image I first saw her with. Why was she here? Vivian Wang looked at me, our eyes meeting. We nodded in agreement, understanding each other instantly. She took out her phone and attached it to a tree branch to record. I also attached my camera to a tree and picked up a few more stones, putting them in my pocket. The cat, tied tightly to the tree, cried out miserably. Michael Chen was recording a video with his phone. Liu Chen chuckled. "Scream, the louder you scream, the more I enjoy it." With that, he pulled out a fruit knife, rushed directly to the cat's leg and stabbed it once. The movement was too fast, I couldn't react in time. A cry like a child's wail emanated from the cat. The wind blew, making the atmosphere even more chilling. The Chen father and son laughed gleefully again, as if enjoying the animal's pain. I couldn't bear it any longer. I pulled out a stone and threw it straight at them. Whack! It hit Michael Chen squarely on the head. Vivian Wang wasn't to be outdone. She threw each stone with pinpoint accuracy. Immediately, Michael Chen's legs were hit and he collapsed to his knees. Leo Chen rolled onto the ground. Michael Chen clutched his head and looked in my direction. "Who's there? Come out, I'll kill you now." Still have the strength to threaten? I picked up more stones, throwing them even harder. Anyway, there were no cameras here. Just hit them. After seeing the father and son sprawled on the ground, their faces bloody and motionless, Vivian Wang pulled me away. After a few steps, I remembered the tortured cat. I had been too excited hitting them, almost forgetting about it. I had to save it, otherwise it would suffer even more brutal revenge. I stopped, pointing at the cat tied to the tree. Vivian Wang immediately understood, pulling out a small knife and offering it to me. I waved my hand. "Who are you looking down on? Who doesn't carry a knife in the middle of the night like this?" Vivian Wang held a few stones in her hand. I rushed to the cat very quickly. It seemed to know I was coming to save it, lying still and not making a sound. Such a docile cat, how could they have the heart to harm it? Suddenly, Michael Chen looked up. "Try to see clearly who I am." But just then, another stone flew, hitting him on the head. A tragic scream erupted, and he fainted. I carried the cat and left the residential area with Vivian Wang through the back door. The groans of the Chen father and son were truly pitiful. Although this place was secluded, security might come to check. Once outside, I noticed the cat's leg was still bleeding, and its eyes were closed. I turned to Vivian Wang. "Can I have your WeChat? I have a video I want to send you. I need to take the cat to the emergency vet now. I'll text you later." I intended to send her the video so she could decide when to post it online. If she didn't post it, I would. Through our cooperation just now, I realized she wasn't just well-trained but also very intelligent when she helped old man Chen up. Perhaps it was instinct to save someone, so she didn't think much. Vivian Wang took out her phone and added me as a friend. "Anyway, I'm free. I'll go with you to the veterinary hospital." I nodded in agreement. We saved the cat together. She was also completely calm. She pointed to a cool motorcycle. "My friend is a doctor. She can treat it." I nodded. Going to an external veterinary hospital still carried risks. Having a trusted friend was better. I held the cat, sitting docilely behind her on the motorcycle. I must say, a girl who can ride a motorcycle looks really cool. Not long after, Vivian Wang stopped in front of a small clinic. She pulled out her phone and called, "Sister, open the door quickly, it's urgent." 2 minutes later, a small girl in pajamas opened the door, rubbing her eyes as she looked at Vivian Wang. "Injured again?" Vivian Wang chuckled, pointing to the cat in my arms. "It's him. Quickly, help me check him out." The small girl looked at me, then at the cat, her face full of exasperation. "Vivian Wang, I treat people, I'm not a veterinarian." As soon as I saw it was a clinic, I was a little suspicious. A 24-hour veterinary hospital was rare, but not impossible. I was about to speak, but Vivian Wang gave the girl a pitiful look. "If I don't trust you, who can I trust? This small injury is nothing to you. I even have evidence. Do you want to see it?" Immediately, the small girl straightened her back, patting her chest confidently. "Don't worry, my dad is a veterinarian. I'll take care of this injury." The small girl took the cat from my hands and we went down to the basement. This was a secret base laboratory belonging to the small girl. The equipment inside was very complete. She quickly began to examine the cat, her expression growing more and more grim. If she hadn't checked, it would have been fine. As soon as she finished checking, she was startled. The kitten had many broken bones and countless old wounds. Clearly, this wasn't the first time it had been beaten. It was a regularly abused cat. No wonder it had closed its eyes earlier. If it hadn't been brought to the hospital today, it would have died sooner or later. And the perpetrators were clearly the Chen father and son. The more the small girl examined, the more alarmed she became, her hands becoming gentler, afraid of hurting the cat. The kitten was very docile, as if it knew we were saving it, only whimpering softly. I took out my phone and sent the video to Vivian Wang. When she finished watching, veins popped out on her hand. She looked up at me. "You were there too, weren't you?" The statement was not a question. I thought for a moment, then decided to say a little. "That old man lives across from my house. Our relationship was normal. At the time, I wanted to record a video before helping him up, but you ran over too quickly." Vivian Wang frowned. "Then why didn't you send the video to the police?" Do you know how terribly I was cursed? I couldn't tell her the truth, that I was waiting for a better opportunity to act. I could only rub my nose and sigh. That day, I heard they were going to abuse stray cats. I wanted to gather more evidence. Don't you want them to taste what it's like to be attacked by netizens? Vivian Wang smiled coldly. Of course I do. If I didn't have a strong spirit, I'd be dead by now. I remembered the video online. 99.9% of the comments were cursing her. How could an ordinary person endure that? Yet she still found those two in the residential area. Truly admirable. I looked at the cat lying on the operating table. What are you going to do now? Vivian Wang handed me her phone. On the screen was a prominent headline. 1 a.m., victim's family retaliates. I clicked to watch the video. Michael Chen and his son were covered in blood, looking severely injured. In a short time, it had already become a trending topic. Just by looking at the title, it was clear that it implied Vivian Wang was behind it. I gave her my camera. Because I started recording earlier, the images were clearer. Vivian Wang accepted it, saying sincerely, "Thank you so much, you really are a good person." I was caught off guard by being called a good person and was stunned. Actually, no matter who helped that old man, I would have done the same. Vivian Wang cut off the latter part of the video, keeping only the scene where the father and son were beaten to their knees. She watched it carefully many times, ensuring there were no issues before posting it online. I helped her buy 1,000 yuan worth of network data. I shared it in several hundred cat and dog lover groups I had recently joined. At the end of the post, I added the line, "Everyone, quickly come and see the devil who abused cats getting beaten to a pulp." As long as anyone in the group was still awake, they immediately clicked to watch. The more they loved cats and dogs, the more they hated animal abusers. In just a moment, the viewership soared. Thousands of pet lovers shared it. The comments below were all heartfelt inquiries directed at the Chen father and son. Netizens immediately recognized the cat abusers in the clip as the father and son who had just trended. They connected it to the false accusation in the old man rescue incident and immediately changed their stance. Michael Chen worked in it and was a team leader at his company with over a dozen subordinates. In reality, he wasn't a good person. There had always been people who resented him. Now that they had an opportunity, how could they pass it up? All sorts of clips began to appear online, all about Michael Chen's misdeeds. Petty theft, fraud, though small matters, they were enough to show his terrible character. Netizens couldn't stand it anymore and began to dig into the Chen family's dirty past. His IT colleagues helped a lot, and what they unearthed shocked everyone. Michael Chen was part of many groups specializing in abusing stray cats and dogs. They recorded videos for money and even shared ways to kill animals for pleasure. The incident with the poisoned sausages was also brought back to light. The number of dead cats and dogs piled up. Some people in the groups even posted missions, just torture animals as requested and receive a reward. I never expected netizens to be so good at investigating. The Chen family was heavily attacked. Michael Chen was certainly going to lose his job. Excellent, my mood was great. It was just a shame that the kitten we had just saved was too severely injured and had to stay at the small clinic for treatment. Vivian Wang suddenly asked me, "Did you see the video online? Do you think I'm a bad girl? Even my brother-in-law got taken." I truly didn't understand why she asked me that question. After the time we had spent together, she didn't seem like that kind of person. Perhaps everything was just too coincidental. I sighed. "I don't think you're a bad girl. That video clearly has problems. It must be a trap set by your sister." Vivian Wang froze for a moment, then gave a bitter smile. "Even outsiders can see it, but my parents didn't believe me." Her eyes reddened as she looked up at the sky. "It's okay, I'm fine now. It's just that I don't want to be a good person anymore. It seems only good people get bullied." I felt a lump in my throat. In my previous life, I was also pushed to the point of becoming a rat everyone wanted to hit. At that time, I also didn't want to be a good person anymore. I even thought of taking revenge on the whole world. I comforted her sincerely. "You still have friends, I'll always be by your side. Those people aren't worthy." She still has people supporting her, which is much luckier than me in my previous life. Vivian Wang blinked and tears streamed out uncontrollably. I sighed, offering her my shoulder. Vivian Wang cried even louder. "It's good. Crying it out will make you feel better. Keeping it bottled up inside is much more painful." After crying for a long time, she finally stopped, smiling shyly at me. "I don't know why I'm like this. I'm not usually like this." I nodded. "I understand." I patted her shoulder. "I always believe that good people will be rewarded. It's just that the time hasn't come yet. We're still young, one day we'll see them get their comeuppance. Vivian Wang gave a genuine smile, nodding resolutely. If heaven has no eyes, then I will act on its behalf. My heart clenched. I truly didn't want to see her follow in my footsteps from my previous life. Listen to me, don't let yourself get entangled, it's not worth it. Vivian Wang smiled again. It's okay, I know where to stop. That's good. Such a good girl will definitely have a bright future. When I got home, it was almost morning. Fortunately, it was the weekend. I lay down and slept straight through, waking up almost noon. As soon as I opened my phone, I saw that Vivian Wang had posted the video of her helping old man Chen online, along with the hospital recording. The video and audio were released simultaneously. Netizens' anger erupted, uncontrollable. The Chen family's ancestors for 18 generations were cursed without anything left out. I clicked to listen to the recording. Indeed, netizens were still cursing too lightly. Michael Chen, I don't care. My father says you pushed him, then you pushed him. Vivian Wang, you people are truly hooligans. Without me, your father might be dead. If you do this, who will dare to help the elderly in the future? Michael Chen, what does his life or death have to do with me? If you didn't push him, why help him? Now just give 300,000 yuan and everything will be settled. Old man Chen, girl please, I can't live without money anymore. Vivian Wang, if I had known, I wouldn't have saved you. I didn't push him, so why should I pay? I'm going to sue you for fraud. I don't believe the whole world is blind. Michael Chen, go ahead and sue. Are we afraid? We are the victims. We should be suing you. What else is it if not fraud? I texted Vivian Wang, telling her to definitely report it to the police and not to be soft-hearted. Such serious circumstances with ample evidence. The next day, I saw a video of the Chen father and son being pelted with rotten eggs. Netizens were so enraged that they found the hospital where they were admitted and organized a group to throw rotten eggs in the middle of the night. Michael Chen, with his leg in a cast, could only use his hands to cover himself, but he couldn't block the overwhelming number of eggs. He was covered in filth, looking utterly miserable. The crowd continuously threw eggs for 4 to 5 minutes, cursing as they threw. 2 girls even tried to rush in to hit them. They threw rotten fruit, aiming directly at Michael Chen's head. They were animal lovers who flew from afar after watching the video. Michael Chen continuously begged for mercy, his face terrified, completely different from his previous image. With such a commotion, doctors and nurses should have intervened, but it took more than 10 minutes for someone to come and stop it. It seemed many people wanted to hit him. Michael Chen's company immediately issued an announcement, firing him. They said they would never keep such a scum. His wife was also implicated and lost her job. Liu Chen fought with a friend and was forced to drop out of school, no longer allowed to study. Now the entire Chen family huddled inside their home, not daring to step out. Michael Chen vehemently protested. Old man Chen, who was receiving treatment, returned home in a wheelchair. I heard his face was pale, and he looked lifeless. Neighbors pointed, cursed, and even threw rotten eggs. The front of their house was piled high with trash and spray-painted with the words, "Social scum's dump." My parents briefly showed a look of sympathy. I immediately pulled them to watch the cat abuse video, along with camera footage of the Chen family spitting at our door and cursing every time they came home. For people like that, if anyone still feels sorry for them, I'll send them to teach in the mountains. That's where children truly need compassion, I said coldly. Do you still feel sorry for them now, Mom and Dad? If you still haven't understood, the Chen family has 3 sick people. I'll send you over there to take care of them. My parents shook their heads vigorously. My father, his face dark, said, "We're not that stupid. The Chen family got what they deserved. I'll go to their house and throw trash later." My mother patted her chest, feeling the punishment was still too light. They are the scum of society. They deserve to die. Vivian Wang sued the Chen family for fraud. Old man Chen took full responsibility. He was over 80 years old, and the victim, Vivian Wang, was not severely injured, so the police couldn't do much. After taking his statement, he was released home. He was a patient, so the police couldn't detain him. That's why the Chen family dared to falsely accuse the person who helped him. The price for their crimes was too low. The ancient law of collective punishment might have had a point. Some wicked bloodlines should indeed be cut off. 8:00 p.m., suddenly there was a knock on the door. I looked deeply at my parents, then opened the door. As long as they dared to be soft-hearted, I would immediately send them to teach in the mountains. Useless compassion is merely a result of having too much free time. Sure enough, outside the door were Michael Chen's wife and Leo Chen. Liam, are your parents home? How ridiculous. My parents were sitting on the sofa, clearly visible from the door. I smiled and replied, yes, they are. What can I do for you, Auntie? Leo Chen put on a pitiful face. Big brother Liam, grandpa and grandma, could you please help us buy some daily necessities? What audacity. Did they really think my family was easy to bully? I shook my head. No, you have to face the consequences for your mistakes. Otherwise, you'll never know where you went wrong. Both of them were stunned, not expecting me to speak so directly. Leo Chen suddenly burst into tears and plopped down, kneeling. Brother Liam, we know we were wrong. Please help us. There's nothing to eat at home. We're starving. Seeing this, my parents immediately rushed over. Leo Chen, seeing this, cried even louder. I said coldly, the cat you abused, it also begged for mercy. Did you spare it? No, you just laughed gleefully, never seeing how cruel you were. Leo Chen's mother glared at me. Can't you be a little more generous? How can you say such things? He's just a child. Is being a child a get-out-of-jail-free card? Can children do whatever they want just because they're children? If so, this society would be in chaos. Besides, he's not my child. Why should I be generous? If he were my child, I would have beaten him to death long ago, to make society a bit cleaner. Michael Chen's mother's eyes looked like she wanted to kill me. She pulled her son up, saying angrily, I thought your family was educated, with your own opinions, not easily swayed by public opinion. I guess you're just like everyone else. My father snorted coldly. Everyone can see what kind of family you are. Trusting the public's judgment is enough. My mother sighed. Raising children is very important. For him to turn out like this, you also bear responsibility. I nodded in satisfaction. Thankfully, my parents weren't saints. Michael Chen's mother was so angry her face turned red. I smiled and said, last time my aunt said she would help. You can go find her. She's a good person. She'll definitely help you. As soon as I finished speaking, Leo Chen's eyes lit up. My dear auntie, will you really help this time? A week later, a video of my aunt bringing vegetables to the Chen family was posted online. She was heavily cursed. Feeding evil people, how can she be a good person? My aunt didn't dare to say a word, obediently retreating into her house like a turtle. I posted that video in a group chat and tagged my aunt directly. I asked my aunt if she still wanted to be a good person now. Everyone criticized my aunt. Even family members scolded her for daring to collude with bad people. My aunt didn't dare to say a word, quietly left the group chat, and later I heard she became ill, severely depressed, and often hurt herself with a knife. Saturday morning, Vivian Wang texted me, saying the kitten we rescued that day had recovered. She asked me what I planned to do with it. I thought for a moment and decided to take it home for my parents to raise, and also told them about the kitten's tragic past. At the clinic, Vivian Wang stood outside, holding the cat, a relieved smile on her face. She handed me a pile of cat supplies. You take these things. I'll carry Little Phoenix. Oh, its name is Little Phoenix, meaning rebirth. I just named it. I nodded lightly. Dr. Leona, that's a good name. I loaded the supplies into the car and then asked with a smile, how much is the total? I'll transfer it to you. While the cat was being treated, Vivian Wang's friend managed the clinic, so no money was mentioned, but the cat had been hospitalized for so long, plus all the supplies. I didn't want to take advantage of their kindness. Vivian Wang glared at me. What are you talking about money for? If we're going to calculate like that, how much should I pay for the video you recorded that day? We saved the cat together. I'll also have to visit it often in the future. Seeing the bright smile at the corners of her lips, I said, then I'll treat you to a few delicious meals. Vivian Wang laughed happily. Come home with me and help set up a cozy bed for Little Phoenix. My parents were ecstatic, smiling so widely they couldn't close their mouths. Each of them gave Vivian Wang a huge red envelope. My mother told my father to go to the market to buy groceries for cooking. I quickly stopped them, saying helplessly, we have plans today. We'll let you know next time. Afterward, Vivian Wang and I went for an extremely spicy hot pot. She ate heartily, wiping away tears as she went. At the end of the meal, she softly asked me, can you forgive someone who has hurt you? I looked at her, shaking my head firmly. Never forgive. Not personally killing them is already extremely humane. Some people don't deserve forgiveness. When they hurt you, they didn't think of giving you a way out. Vivian Wang's eyes curved like a crescent moon. I understand. That night, I saw a new video posted online. Vivian Wang's sister kneeling and confessing all her crimes, including plotting to frame Vivian Wang. There were many victims. She had bullied classmates, harassed colleagues, and repeatedly hired people to beat others. For the sake of her reputation, her methods were unscrupulous. In the end, Vivian Wang's sister was sent to prison. Her parents begged Vivian Wang to come back, but she refused, not even meeting them. As for the Chen family, no one brought them food anymore. Old man Chen had to lean on his cane to go out. I knew they were gambling that no one would dare throw rotten eggs at an 80-year-old man. It's true no one hit him, but there were many people pointing and cursing. Old man Chen, holding a basket of vegetables, stumbled and fell on the road. This time, no one dared to help. Some people, feeling sorry, called the police for help, but by the time the police arrived, it was too late. Old man Chen died by the roadside. Michael Chen and his family did not come out to claim the body, only letting people take him directly for cremation, not even claiming the urn of ashes. Not long after, the Chen family quietly moved away in the middle of the night. I heard they went back to their hometown. Michael Chen couldn't find a job and would beat his wife every day to vent his anger. One late night, his wife broke both his legs and ran away with all the money. Liu Chen didn't care about him and stole things all the time, eventually being sent to a reformatory by the villagers. See? Wicked people always get their comeuppance.